everybody, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first video, then just welcome, and I am Thorn. But this is like my 30-some video that I've put out on this channel, so I'm gonna link a couple down in the description, so go check those out if you have not seen any of my other content. But without further ado, today's topic of conversation is finding yourself. So I'm going to be starting a whole Finding Yourself series. There's going to be a lot more of these videos coming out. And the idea is that I'm just going to ask you a question that you've probably heard 300 times as a kid, but not as often as an adult. So today's question is, what do you want to be when you grow up? So like I said, as a kid, you always had an answer to this, and you were asked it 100 times, whether it was by your parents, by a teacher, by the grocery store worker that's just trying to make conversation with the 5-year-old, and you usually had an answer. A lot of kids wanted to be doctors, firemen, garbage men, mailmen, everything ends with a man, nurses. For me personally, I wanted to be a veterinarian, which is a lot easier said than done. A lot of times as a kid, you have this definitive answer, but as you get older, you start thinking through things and you start to realize what those jobs really entail. And it kind of gets you thinking, like, is that really what I want to do? Maybe there's other things I want to do. You'll switch it up a few times. And a lot of times by the time you're an adult, we have no idea what we actually want to do. We go and we get a job and we try to start a career or something, and a lot of times maybe we're miserable or we just end up in like a dead-end job that really isn't taking us anywhere or isn't quite what we wanted to do. A lot of times what you thought the job was as a kid. So as a kid, I figured that being a veterinarian was mostly petting animals, maybe giving them a shot, and then going home. Well, as I got older, you start to learn about animal sicknesses and surgeries and things like euthanasia, and it kind of drew me away from that field for a while. So I definitely, as an adult, think I might go back to that, but for now, or when I was in school, that just didn't seem like something I wanted to do. So I switched it up and decided I was going to try to become an engineer. That did not work out. Let me tell you, just because you're good at math does not mean you want to be an engineer. And don't let your teachers or anybody try to persuade you too much to do that just because you're good at math. There are so many other things that go into being an engineer, and it's crazy. So just because you're good at math doesn't mean you want to be an engineer. Next, I just want to give you 3 questions to ask yourself that will help you discover what you want to do in life. I'm not going to give you the answer, obviously. I can't speak for each one of you and tell you you want to be a doctor, you want to be a vet, you want to go join the military. That's going to be up to you to figure out and discover for yourself. So question number 1 is, what are you good at? First things first. If you're good at math, make a note of that. Writing, reading, if you're just good at helping people, if you're really good at organization, jot those things down. Just make a list of all the things you're good at. The second question you're going to want to ask are, what are your values? What are things that you really stick true to? Are you super invested in health, or do you believe art is just the beauty in the world and that is what you value? Do you value clean homes? Do you value nice looking homes? So just put down your values, things like love, things like valuing animals' feelings, those kind of things. So now you've got a list of things you're good at, things you value, and last but not least, question 3, what do you enjoy doing. So if you enjoy writing, write that down. That could be something that you are also good at. But it doesn't necessarily mean that all the things you enjoy, that are also things that you're good at. So what you do is you take all three of these lists, and once you have them written out, you'll see that things can be pretty similar on there. That's it. Those are the three questions you want to ask yourself. What do you value? What are you good at? And what do you enjoy doing? And once you put all those together, kind of think about it, go online, Google jobs that involve those kind of things, and you will be able to discover an answer for yourself and be able to find a career or path that you want to travel. So a couple things that I've written down that I would like to do is maybe something along the lines of becoming an author, or becoming a dressmaker, running my own event planning service, those kind of things. Because I love being artistic and I love being able to help people at the same time. And those are the kind of things where you can really set somebody up for an amazing day and just help them out. And I know I planned my own wedding and it was fun, don't get me wrong, but I almost wish I had somebody to plan it instead. So if I could be that person that helped out somebody else and planned their wedding and put everything together for them so that they could just enjoy the day, that would make me happy. So think about those kind of things. But with those three questions, I am going to leave you. Leave your answers down in the comments and tell me what kind of things you wanted to be when you grew up. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.